Right, hello everybody. People have been asking me to do a little tutorial on what I made here, so I will go ahead and do it. I've got a few of the measurements on the card, you know, the base and everything. Okay, but I will put them down in the description box what I used. Okay, so first thing you do is cut your base card. It can be, this is a file folder. Okay, if you've only got a thin card, I would stick two together. Like I've got a lot of this you know, craft card like this, and for a base I would stick two of those together. That gives you quite a sturdy cover, to be honest. It's fine for this, no problem, because you're covering it with wallpaper and you're matting it inside as well, so that's okay. So the first bit we're doing is the actual cover. All right, so mine is going to be, well, you cut three of these, 8 high times 5.5, okay, 8, and then you cut two of these, which is the spines. Again, same cardstock, or I actually reinforce that. Okay, I'll double that, so I'll put two together. All right, which I must do, which I've forgotten. So I would cut 4 of those at the same material as that, and then you know you've got your sturdy cover. Or if you've got anything else like chipboard or anything like that, then fine. I haven't actually got any chipboard, so that's what I do it from my file folders. I'm sure Amazon packaging too, you know, like the book, the things that the books come in, I'm sure that would do for this. You know, it's just having to play around really. If you're only using Amazon packaging and some wallpaper, if it doesn't feel quite right, and you know, reinforce it on the inside before you add any pockets or anything. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I made mine, and I'm just going to go and cut 2 more of those because they need to be stuck together for the spine. Okay, well, I've chosen a bit of wallpaper from the same one as what I had last time. Okay, you can, if you like, stain it up now. I didn't. I inked it up after and everything. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I'm not sure which way round. I think it's generic. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and I cut it 21 inches times 10.5 because of my page size and everything. All right, so I've done that all first because we can't get it all in anyway. So what we do is we stick these down. Right, if you want to use double-sided sticky tape, you can. Okay, which I'm going to use glue because I've got this one that dries really quick anyway, so it's fine. So let's glue them up. Sort of centralise that a bit with a bit on the side there. Make sure you've got enough to come in. So some people make lines going that way, but I seem to be okay with it because I can line it up, but you know, some people do. So okay, and then glue down this one. I usually do it by eye, but if you need to, just make yourself a little spacer. Okay, 2 pieces of, yeah, 2 pieces cardstock or something thick together. It's about, I don't know, it's about 3 mil, something like that. So you just push that in there and then you push that against it. Okay, which gives you a nice gap, but I actually want a little bit more. Okay, just make sure that's lined up at the bottom all nice and straight. There's that one, and this one. Same distance apart. Again, this is where, you know, your spacer would come in handy if you can't line it up very well. That because I've got reading glasses on. You know, if I'm too far away, I actually just can't see. Simple as. Right. And this one. I haven't tried it with a 1/2 inch spine, but I'm sure it'd be quite nice as well. But whether you'd get a journal in, I don't know. I'll have to try it. Right. Okay, same width again. And it's lined up all the way along there. Yeah, so perhaps I could have done with the pencil line though. That's fine. Now, that's straight at the top. Just check in, and that's all in line there, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, but like I said, you can, it would have been hard for me to show, but you can actually draw a pencil line right across there, so you can line everything up if you want to, and you don't see it because it's hidden. That's that bit. And again, I'm not into too much measuring and all that anymore. I just want to make things and, you know, hope it matches basically. I'm not, because I used to make mini albums and everything had to be so accurate and all that, but I don't worry. I think we can patch up now, patch up with something and change it. That's what I like. I don't worry about it. Used to get very caught up in it, but not now. Right, I'm going to use double-sided sticky tape and a little bit of glue. Let's have a look. I think that'll fit in there nicely. So I've got 3 different widths and I've got so much of this, but I do still use a bit of glue. So I'm going to stick that one on there. Like that. And I cut it after. Okay. Cut the corners out after. I'll show you how to do that. So go all the way around. Okay, that's all done. Then we're gonna miter the corners a bit. Okay, and what I do, I got this wrong for years because I was always going too close to this corner. So you can mark the corner, but you don't have to. I go in, it's sort of that angle, hope you can see. Let's have a look. Like they're just missing that corner, like so. Okay, then I'll take the scissors out and I put them in again, and I sort of move them a little bit that way. Yeah, instead of going straight across there, because then you miss a bit here, you have a big gap. All right, so I just sort of come towards me and cut that sort of angle rather than going straight across. I mean, they've got gadgets out, I think, that do this. So I go in there like that, missing that corner. Yeah, just about a millimetre or so, 2 millimetres. Instead of going straight across, I come back. Okay, and sorry about the shadow, but there we go, like that. Okay, and that seems to work for me. I don't know how many times I've actually done it wrong, and never mind. You can, if you do, it doesn't matter. You've got those corner things that you can put on now, so you know that you can alter that. It's no problem. And I have some if mine goes wrong. So that's all that done. And it's easier to do that after the tape's been put on than before, because at least then, you know, you don't have to worry about the edges. Right, I usually give this a bit of a burnish, my old one, And I will put another piece along there, but I'm going to go narrower. I've got a narrower one, whereas you don't have to, but I'm just reinforcing everything because I've got loads of this tape left over from making mini albums. So all I do is just literally run it. I don't cut it in between. Don't worry about that. Let's see. It's not a mini album. It's something to put a junk journaling in. So like I said, I'm not going to get caught up in all the fine details of it, which can, you know, put a lot of people off, why they don't try them. I mean, I have got a sort of template that I designed, but do you know, I cannot get everything the right size. There's something that's not quite right. So, you know, I can still use it, but it's not until I've perfected it. Most probably will do one and then put one of my sort of paper designs inside it and do it that way, not for actual journal. And I won't be able to do the cover like this because you need to print on thick cardstock. So you would have to just mat, perhaps add the background pages to the kit so you can actually, you know, mat them. So we'll see anyway. But so that's why I thought I'd get on, just show you how I actually made it. And you can literally make your own template, you know. Okay, right. So I'll take the sticky off now. I'll do the two long sides. Yeah, I'll do the short side first. All right, only because of getting it in camera. So I'm not sure how we are there. Yep, that's fine. At least you can see. And I will lift up these. And I'll also lift up the first bit of these. Okay. Right, this is a very blunt one. I keep it just for this. Let's put that back there for now. Like that. So I need to turn it. Right, and I glue a little bit, not on both sides, just on one. Especially around this bit here. I always put a bit of glue there. And then okay. And then I've already gone around and sort of eased it up a bit. So what you would need to do is come in from the bottom so that that's nice there. See, don't stick it down until that's gone in nicely there. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then you can put those down for now in case anything sticks to it. Do the other one. And glue again, just along, definitely along there. So you don't have to, but it's that you know, it's just a little bit extra reinforcement, but I use very little glue. The only bit I use a little bit more is along that edge. Right, and again, just fold over, sort of work it from the outside, okay? Not really sticking down, and just sort of work it in. wallpaper is fantastic for this. Absolutely fantastic. Whereas I don't know what, you know, whether you have made any before years ago, and some cardstock used to break, and that's where it was handy that you could use inks, you know, on the edges to distress it, because oh, forever breaking some cardstock. All right, just take those off. I doubt if you'll see all this, because I see as much as you can. And then again, because I think double-sided sticky tape, even though it's very good, but I have found them lift up before now. Right, and again, I just need to tuck that little corner in there. I don't know whether you can see that. It's a tiny little corner which needs just tucking in. Okay, see that? Just sort of tuck that in. Okay, and do the same on the other side. Just sort of tuck that in a bit. Get meter edge then. Okay, again, work from the outside, just sort of equally lining it all up, and then press down. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. I'll show you what to do on there. Okay, that's that one. And then the last one. Okay, you get your bone folder, and we start making, don't press too hard, just sort of, just go rubbing up and down. Okay, just lightly, just in case you go through. Again, wallpaper's really good. And then do the other side as well, before you start bending. Right there. Right there. And this bit just ease gently. All right, that's perfect. This wallpaper, it's absolutely brilliant. Okay, just ease it over, and there we have it. Okay, that is the base of it all. Just seeing which way I liked it. It's got to be that way, but then I might forget when I carry on and go, oh no, it looks better that way. Yeah, you have to bluff your way out of that. But first preference is that way. Right, okay, now we're doing this bit. Okay, so you need to cut 2 pieces of card, same sort of size, 4 by the size, the length of your pages, which mine are 7.5. Okay, so this makes it easy to score. Right, and you cut 2 of these. All right, one you don't need to do any scoring on, or I tend to score after. Okay, on this one, because this is where my journal's going to sit. So we'll do that one in a minute. Right, so that's 4 inches. So you need to score at 1.5, 2, and 2.5. All right, and what this creates is a little flap, so we can join some papers on. So what you do then is you fold over in half, okay, along that score line. Yeah. turn around and then fold away from you. Flip over, fold away from you. All right, and give that a bit of a burnish, or make sure it's nicely folded. Okay, because it's quite important, this bit, it's quite square. All right, just there. Then you put on some sticky tape on one side of there, which get the narrow one, because it's 1/2 inch. Like that. And then peel off. And then stick together. Okay, if you get any sticky residue along here, use a bit of talcum powder. Okay, and then give that a burnish as well. So that was 7.5, because my pages are that size, times 4. Then you score at 1.5, 2 inches, and 2.5. All right. Now, another thing I do, so now you've got, so get that working a bit, okay? So now you've got somewhere to stick some pages to, all right? But what I do here is I reinforce that because of which is this bit that's continually doing this, okay? It can wear thin on the outside through the cardstock. All right, so I put tie back in those areas. You can use tape, but long as you can stick that tape, because this has got to be stuck down. All right, you can actually use a bit of fabric if you want to, thin fabric on that area. You know, anything that you use, but I've got tie back. I think it's you've got envelopes in America that you can use. We have to buy it. I buy it by the sheet. It's actually made in this country, if I remember rightly. They use it on building. A drywall lining, I think. It's sold in great big rolls, so I should have done it that way. So just glue this. It doesn't have to fit, that's just to cover to centralise it though, because you want it to make sure it's on the hinges, on there. Okay, cut that bit off. Sure, you'll be able to see it in a minute why I've done that. Okay, that's that. And then the other one, I just cover the middle of it. I don't score it until after. Some people would score that to fit in the book. I don't, because I just think it's sort of like, because of the gap you've done between the spine, sometimes it just don't add up. So it's best to just not do it and do it after. All right, now just sort of centralise that so it's sort of in the middle. Cut that off. See why my scissors get skunked up now. There. Okay, and that's just a bit of reinforcement on those. All right, so those are these bits here that I've painted on this one. All right, and that's the other one there that holds that in. All right, now I use medium cardstock. Right, you can use scrapbooking paper, you can use what you want there really. Okay, long as you sort of like reinforce it. Right, I don't have anything too thick because again it's got to bend over. So all right, so that one's there. Right, and what you have to do next is mark the center of your spine here. Okay, that's sort of important, so just so that you can line this up, yeah, with the center, or else if that's not straight, your pages aren't gonna fall properly. Been there. Right, so sort of get there. I know it's about 1 inch, so I'll sort of get that centralised. And then I'll mark above there, okay, with pencil so you can rub it out. And again, there. And just come up there a bit. Alright, and I might as well do this bit while I'm here, but it doesn't really matter so much. But that one does. Okay. Right, before we go on, if you want to ink any of this, all right, you can, but I don't do it. We've got to cut mine to the corner a little bit. All right, so all you do, just snip a little bit off there, okay, and then there as well. If you forget it, you can do it after. All right. Okay, now we glue. You can use double-sided sticky tape if you want, but I'm just going to glue it. So. Alright, I'm going to try and centralise, because I'm using glue, I can move it around, but if you're using double-sided sticky tape, then use a bit of prick stick or glue. Okay, I think this needs to come a little bit that way. Right, I'm going to have to just have a little look, and I've lined that little notch up with that line there, and there. Okay. And try and sort of centralise it. Again, you could have drawn where you wanted it, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Do not worry about it. And that's that. Right, now we need to score now. Okay, so all you do is you just see where you can't even see. Sorry, light. That's it. You go in there. Okay. Just gently, just let the tool do its work, and then just keep going up and down, because you don't want to press too hard. Alright, do that. Then you need to just work it a bit. Okay, nice and gently. Press a bit harder now. Once you've eased it, you can really do it hard then. Alright, so we got that, we've got a little hinge, and then we need to do the other side as well. Ease it forward. That's it. Once it's eased, it's good. Just go over there. Nice. Okay, now it's working lovely now. There we go, and we've got ourselves a hinge. All right. Right, now the other one. Just going to mark the centre. Okay, just do that. Let's put a bit of pencil mark on there. I usually use all my scrap bits up on this bit. Okay. Try to get it the same level as the other one. There we go. Right, let's find the hole there. Again, just do the same. The times I've scored this beforehand though, and it's not matched up. You wouldn't believe it. So that's why I don't do it before now. And then just ease it up. Okay, gently at first and then do it again. Let's fold it over now and then do the same with that one. Make sure it closes nicely. A bit hard to burnish the side, but if you can do it, I'll just put a bit of pressure on it. Okay, well, open fine. Okay, so that's that bit. Right, with our hinge. There we go. If you were going to do any sewing, I would do it now. Did I sew that one? I did actually. Yeah, I did sew that one. So I think I will go and sew it around the outside because I quite like that look. So I'm going to go and sew that and then I'll be back. But you don't have to, you can leave it as is. Alright. There we go. As you can see, my sewing machine didn't particularly like it because that's quite a thick card to go through. But I actually try and get my machine to sew like this. I love it because I just think it just adds to it. I mean, it looks a bit sort of dark, you know, black at the moment, but we haven't added anything to the cover. So, which I think I'll do now because all I've done with the other one is actually went over my ink pad. So I'll do that first, just so that that's out of the way. So just ink it up. I'll start off gently and I just grunged it up like this. I mean, you could do it with I've not tried this one, wallpaper with gesso, but I'm sure it'd be fine because it takes paint, doesn't it, really well. So that's what they're for, really, to paint them. And I'll just put a bit more on that bit there. Just age that up a bit. I actually like threads all hanging down, and you know, that's me. So like I say, you don't have to sew it. If you love your sewing machine, I love mine, but I've got two. So I've got a really old one that I put anything through it that I picked up at a car boot sale, and another one that's a decent one. So which I don't put a lot through that at all. Don't ruin your machine, or have a separate needle. That's all it is. Just keep a separate needle for your card to fabric. You know, I used like a leather one. It's like 16 or an 18. That's not really, I do use fabric with it, thick fabric, but there we go. That's that done. Let's just ink it up and then do the inside as well. And here.